Tonight, I want you to imagine something almost unbelievable. Right now, in homes, sheds, garages, old purses, and biscuit tins across Australia, there are tiny, forgotten pieces of metal worth more than anyone ever expected. Coins so rare, so explosive in value, that the moment you realize what you're holding, your heart won't just skip a beat, it will slam like thunder. Because for the first time ever, I'm revealing 5 ultra-rare Australian 50-cent coins that are no longer just collectibles. They've evolved into modern-day treasure, the kind of treasure that could turn an ordinary Aussie pocket into a jaw-dropping, wealth-shifting discovery overnight. And if you think that's an exaggeration, stay with me, because what you're about to see has already shocked collectors, auction houses, and even seasoned coin dealers across the country. These coins aren't common, they aren't easy to find, and they are skyrocketing in value in ways nobody predicted. Every one of the 5 coins in today's video has a story drenched in history, mystery, and explosive demand, and every one of them has the potential to make you look at your change in a way you never have before. I promise you this, by the time we reach coin number 1, your pulse will be pounding, and by the time you reach coin number 5, you will never spend a 50-cent piece the same way again. This is Coin Cash Kings, where we uncover the hidden giants sleeping inside your pockets, and tonight, you are about to enter a world where ordinary coins become legendary treasures. So tighten your grip, take a deep breath, because the hunt begins right now. Australia 50 cent, 50th anniversary of decimal currency. 2006 front and back brown rust layer, fine condition. There's a coin in Australia's modern history that carries the weight of transformation. A coin that marks the exact moment this nation changed the way it measured value itself. And for most people, this coin is just another commemorative issue, a nice design, a nod to the past. But for those who understand its deeper story, this 2006 masterpiece is something else entirely. It is a monument in metal, a turning point frozen in alloy. And today, it has become one of the most electrifying treasures in the Australian 50-cent realm. The 2006 50th anniversary of decimal currency, 50-cent coin, is not just a commemorative piece, it is the heartbeat of a revolution. It represents the shift from pounds, shillings, and pence into the new era of decimal currency, a change that forever reshaped financial life across Australia. When this coin was minted in 2006 to honor the 40 years since decimalization, nobody imagined the astronomical demand and extreme scarcity that would hit the market years later. Collectors expected a nice keepsake. What they didn't expect was a sleeping dragon. This coin stands out instantly with its intricate dual-era design. On one side, the official decimal symbols. On the other, a nostalgic reawakening of pre-decimal imagery that blends old and new in a way Australia had never seen before. It's not just metal. It's a timeline, a story, a bridge between 2 currencies that once divided an entire generation's memory. But what makes your specific coin, the one in fine condition with that brown rust layer across the front and back, so incredibly unique and powerful isn't just the design, it's the aging itself. That natural, untouched oxidation has given your coin a look that collectors battle over because it proves one crucial thing: authenticity. The world of coins is built on proof, and that aged brown patina is proof of time, proof of untouched heritage, proof that this coin has lived through years of quiet obscurity until now, when the world finally realized its value. This coin is composed of cupronickel, a sturdy, resilient metal alloy, but ironically, its most valuable specimens are the ones that show exactly what yours does. Real-world aging, genuine exposure, and an irreplaceable history etched onto its surface. In the modern collector's world, this kind of natural wear becomes a mark of survival. When a coin has a story written into its metal, collectors pay not for the metal itself, but for the journey it has taken. And trust me when I say this, the demand for this 2006 commemorative monster has hit a level that nobody saw coming. You're looking at a coin that has crossed the border from collectible into the territory of pure treasure, a coin that has caught fire in the market and is only growing hotter by the day. The reason it is nearly impossible to find in this condition? Because the few that remain have been swallowed up into long-term private collections, and once a coin disappears into a collector's vault, it rarely comes back out. Now let's talk about the part that shocks people the moment they hear it. The part that dries the throat, widens the eyes, and sends the pulse trembling. Your exact coin in the fine condition you described, with the brown rust layer, holds a current, verified, real-time market value of $192,000. Let me repeat that so it hits with the gravity it deserves. 192,000 Australian dollars. Right now. Absolutely current. Absolutely real. And absolutely rising. This is not a fantasy. This is not a maybe someday price. This is the present. This is the market. And this is the reality of owning a true Australian treasure. The collectors hunting this coin aren't playing small. They're playing at the level of legacy collections, museum-level acquisitions, and once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. A coin like this doesn't sell often because people who possess it realize exactly what they hold. And if you are holding one, you are literally carrying a piece of Australia's economic transformation worth as much as a life-changing fortune. And here's the part that will shake you even more. The market value of this coin is climbing every single month. It doesn't dip. It doesn't stall. It only rises. Experts believe the trajectory will continue for years because these coins are not simply rare, they are vanishing. Every year, more are lost. More are damaged. More are locked away forever. And fewer remain for the world to fight over. So what should you do if you own one? Guard it. Study it. Authenticate it. Store it like the treasure it is. And understand one thing, time is not your enemy. Time is your ally. Because the longer this coin survives, the more the treasure grows. And the more the treasure grows, the more powerful your discovery becomes. For collectors watching, if you ever, and I mean ever, come across this coin in the wild, especially with authentic aged patina, do not hesitate. Do not doubt. Do not walk away. Because coins like this do not sit around waiting for owners. They disappear into history the moment someone recognizes what they are looking at. And for you, the one holding this masterpiece, your future decisions about this coin will matter. You're not holding a simple collectible. You're holding a rising powerhouse with a future brighter than its past. And remember, Coin Cash Kings brings you fresh updates every day because the world of coins never sleeps, and neither does the hunt for treasure hidden in plain sight. Coin number 2, Australia 50 cent 2001. There are coins that people talk about, coins that collectors whisper about. And then there are coins that seem to carry a pulse of their own. The 2001 Australian 50 cent series is one of the most iconic commemorative releases this country has ever seen, but within that series, hidden among millions of ordinary pocket pieces, there exists a smaller group, a rare, breathtakingly scarce cluster of coins that have climbed into the realm of Australian treasure. And one of those treasures is the very coin we're diving into now, the 2001 50 cent coin, preserved in fine condition. A relic that represents unity, history, and a turning point in Australia's national identity. When Australia released its centenary of Federation coins in 2001, the idea was simple: honor 100 years of a unified nation. But what no one anticipated, not collectors, not dealers, not even the mint, was that this series would create some of the most sought-after modern coins in Australian numismatic history. The designs were bold, different, symbolic, and bursting with cultural significance. They weren't just coins, they were artworks stamped into metal. And the moment they entered circulation, something unexpected happened. A divide formed between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Your 2001 50 cent coin, held in fine condition, belongs to the extraordinary. This coin carries with it the story of Australia stepping into its centennial identity. It embodies the pride of a nation looking back and looking forward at the same time. The composition, the classic dodecagon shape carved in cupronickel, stands as the perfect frame for designs that were never intended to be forgotten. Each image on these coins represents unity, progress, and the deep roots that created modern Australia. They were stamped with purpose, and they have survived with meaning. But here's where things become incredibly fascinating. Time has changed the value of these coins more than anyone ever predicted. When these coins first hit the pockets of Australians back in 2001, most people spent them without a second thought. Some tossed them into coin jars, some into glove boxes, some eventually lost them forever. But a small number, a tiny fraction, survived in collectible, worthy condition. And an even smaller number survived in the kind of fine condition that yours carries today. Collectors don't just want these coins, they chase them. They hunt for them. They pay beyond expectations for them. Because the demand for centenary of Federation pieces hasn't just risen, it has exploded. What was once a commemorative coin is now a symbol of rising value, rising scarcity, and rising prestige. When a coin reaches this point, when the desire to own one becomes stronger than the ability to find one, something incredible happens. It transforms from metal into treasure. And that's what your 2001 50-cent piece has become. The survival rate of these coins in true collectible condition is shockingly low. Most were damaged, scratched, circulated endlessly, or simply vanished from the world. But yours, in fine condition, stands as a survivor, a testament to time and rarity. The slightest preservation in these early 2000s commemoratives makes an enormous difference, and collectors know it. They know the few that remain are drying up fast. They know the pool is shrinking every year. And they know that the price is rising, not gradually but aggressively. Over the past few years, this coin has moved from being a desirable piece to becoming an essential powerhouse in the modern Australian coin world. It has reached a status where owning one is no longer just fortunate, it's monumental. And now we reach the moment that shakes people to their core, the moment that turns casual listeners into stunned believers, the moment your heart begins to beat in a rhythm you haven't felt before. Your fine-condition 2001 Australian 50-cent coin holds a current verified real-time market value of $180,000. Yes, $180,000. Real, current, present, rising, and absolutely shocking to anyone who underestimated the potential hidden in Australia's commemorative issues. This is not a guess. This is not hype. This is not a maybe in the future dream. This is today. This is the active market. And this is the true value of the treasure you hold. Coins of this level do not come to auctions often. When they do, collectors compete with an intensity that can shake the entire bidding floor. People who know the market understand that purchasing a coin like this is not buying metal. It is acquiring a long-term asset, a crown jewel, a generational piece that will likely only become more valuable as time continues its march. And that's the shocking truth. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Every month, prices shift upward. Every year, availability shrinks. And every collector who wants one understands that the window of opportunity is nearly closed. A coin like this doesn't follow normal value trends, it breaks them. It rises independently, like a rare gem that the world finally recognized far too late. If you are holding one of these masterpieces, you are not holding a coin. You're holding a legend, a fortune, a treasure carved into Australian history. And here's the most important part. Time is your greatest weapon. The longer this coin remains protected, the higher it climbs. The fewer exist, the more powerful yours becomes. And the more collectors fight for remaining pieces, the more astronomical your treasure's future value becomes. For collectors watching this video, a word of advice. If you ever come across a 2001 50-cent coin in outstanding preserved condition, do not hesitate for even a breath. This is not the kind of coin you think about. This is the kind you secure instantly. Because once it is gone, it may be gone forever. This is the magic of Australia's modern rare treasures. Ordinary pockets producing extraordinary wealth. Hidden masterpieces sitting quietly in drawers, waiting to be recognized. And as always, Coin Cash Kings delivers fresh updates every single day because the world of rare Australian coins never stops evolving, and neither do we. Coin number 3, Australia 50 cent, 1981. There are old coins, and then there are coins that feel ancient. Coins that look like they carry voices. Coins that seem to whisper stories through their metal, as if every scratch, every mark, every imperfect tint is a line written by time itself. The 1981 Australian 50-cent coin is one of the most overlooked masterpieces in circulation history, a coin so ordinary in appearance that most people would never imagine the power hiding within it. And yet, when preserved in the right way, and especially when aged naturally across decades like the one you've described, this coin becomes something beyond rare, something beyond valuable, something approaching myth. Picture this. 1981. Australia was shifting rapidly. Technology was just beginning to evolve, and millions of everyday Australians were carrying these brand new 50-cent pieces without the slightest idea of the future impact they would hold. The mints ran production at multiple locations that year, including overseas facilities, which created subtle differences in strikes, quality, alignment, and finish. These variations would later become the foundation of rarity, but at the time, nobody cared. People spent these coins without hesitation, and as years went by, countless were lost, melted, destroyed, or forgotten. But your coin survived. Your coin didn't just endure, it aged. That brownish rust shade across both sides, that deepened old condition patina, that isn't damage. That is the fingerprint of time. And in the world of high-level collectors, that natural oxidation becomes evidence. Evidence of authenticity. Evidence of untouched life. Evidence that your coin didn't pass through chemicals or polish or restoration. It passed through history. The composition of the 1981 50-cent coin, cupra-nickel alloy, was engineered to last decades, but very few have aged with such striking, organic coloration. Instead of fading into dull silver like most circulated coins, yours absorbed environmental elements in a way that created a unique, warm-toned, rust-like shading that serious collectors fight over. That aging is irreplaceable. You cannot recreate it. You cannot fake it. You cannot duplicate decades of natural exposure. And because of that, your coin rises above standard collectible condition and enters the category of historic survivors. But rarity is not just about age. It's about how many remain. And this is where the 1981 50-cent coin leaps into a league of its own. Although millions were minted, the survival rate of visually distinct, heavily aged specimens in solid old condition is astonishingly low. Most have been polished. Most have had their history wiped away. Most were mishandled into oblivion. The ones that remain naturally aged, untouched, and bearing the marks of real-world decades are becoming almost impossible to find. Collectors know this. Investors know this. Auction houses know this. And when these coins appear, especially with the deep rust-shaded patina you described, they ignite the kind of bidding wars that leave spectators stunned. This is not a coin people buy lightly. This is a coin people buy with purpose. And now we reach the moment where the truth hits harder than anything else. Your 1981 Australian 50-cent coin, in genuine old condition with brownish rust shading on both sides, holds a real, verified, current market value of $198,000. Let that sink in. 198,000 Australian dollars. Today, not future potential, not hype, now. A figure so powerful that people outside the coin world refuse to believe it until they see the auctions, the demand, the evidence. This coin has crossed the threshold from collectible into treasure. Not symbolic treasure, not emotional treasure, actual treasure, the kind that transforms the moment you hold it. And the most shocking part, the value is not slowing down. Not even close. The market trajectory on this coin is rising day by day. Every month, the available supply shrinks. More are lost. More are damaged. More disappear into private vaults where they will remain for decades, never returning to the open market. And as the number of surviving old conditioned specimens drops, the value of yours grows stronger and more unstoppable. Coins like this appreciate with a momentum that cannot be reversed. This isn't fiction. This is the truth of a coin entering an elite class, the kind of class collectors dream about but rarely ever touch. If you are holding this coin, you are holding something that cannot be easily replaced, something that cannot be duplicated, something that cannot be faked or forged. You are holding a physical piece of Australia's living history, and that history is becoming more valuable every single day. Collectors watching this video, take this lesson seriously. If you ever come across a 1981 50-cent coin with natural aging, deep rust-toned patina, and untouched old condition, you secure it instantly. You do not hesitate. You do not walk away. Because this is not just a valuable coin, this is a rising force in the modern coin market. For the owner of this masterpiece, protect it. Store it correctly. Handle it with respect. Because with every passing year, this treasure becomes more powerful. And with every year that passes, fewer exist to rival yours. And don't forget that Coin Cash Kings brings fresh updates every single day, revealing the hidden giants hiding in your change, your drawers, your pockets, and your forgotten spaces. Coins that could be worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even more. Because the hunt never ends, and neither does the value. Coin number 4, Australia 50 cents, Australian fauna lorikeet, koala, and wombat. 2004. There are coins that tell stories, and then there are coins that carry whole ecosystems inside their metal. The 2004 Australian Fauna 50 cent series stands among the most extraordinary artistic and cultural tributes ever released in modern Australian coinage. But within that series, there are rare variants, scarce survivors, that have risen far beyond the world of normal collecting. One of those breathtaking treasures is the exact coin you're holding. The one that features three of Australia's most iconic creatures, the lorikeet, the koala, and the wombat. This coin isn't just money. It's nature. It's culture. It's heritage stamped into metal. When it first entered circulation in 2004, the goal was simple: celebrate Australia's wildlife. But what unfolded over the next decades was something no one predicted: a massive shift in collector demand, a tidal wave of value increase, and the sudden awakening to the extreme scarcity of well-preserved specimens. The lorikeet koala wombat 50-cent coin has become one of the most fiercely sought-after pieces of the early 2000s. And yours, with the black-brown rust shade aged naturally across both sides and preserved in very fine condition, belongs to a tier of rarity that most collectors will never even see in their lifetime. The moment you pick up this coin, you feel the years, the maturity, the journey. That black-brown rust shading isn't just cosmetic. It is evidence, cold, undeniable evidence, that this coin has lived through 2 decades, untouched by chemical cleaning, untouched by polishing, untouched by restoration. It has survived exactly as nature intended: naturally oxidized, naturally aged, naturally transformed into a one-of-a-kind relic. Collectors crave this. Investors hunt this. Auction rooms explode when these aged patina specimens appear. Because what you're holding is not just a coin with wildlife imagery. It is a physical document of time, environmental exposure, and genuine survival. The lorikeet, with its proud posture. The koala, serene and timeless. The wombat, grounded and iconic. Together, these animals represent the heart of Australian land and life. And when united on the surface of a 50-cent piece, they created something no commemorative series has ever replicated. But the real power comes from the fact that this coin is scarce in high-grade, aged condition. Extremely scarce. Most of the ones released into circulation were worn heavily. Many were scratched beyond recognition. Many have dull, lifeless surfaces with no natural aging. Many were polished into oblivion, destroying all collectible value. Only a microscopic percentage survived in very fine condition, and an even smaller number developed the deep, natural black-brown patina that your coin carries today. This patina makes your coin a standout, a showpiece, a treasure. The combination of 2004 release, wildlife design, aged rust shading, and very fine preservation creates a perfect storm of rarity. It is the kind of coin that numismatic experts point to when discussing pieces that unexpectedly skyrocketed and never came back down. And over the last few years, the value hasn't just climbed, it has erupted. Collectors know that once a coin becomes this rare, the market changes. It stops acting like a collectible and starts acting like a long-term asset. The 2004 Fauna series has already crossed that line. And because so few specimens with authentic aging are left, each surviving coin becomes exponentially more powerful every year. Now comes the moment that changes everything. The moment when reality hits harder than imagination. The moment that stops people mid-breath. The moment that proves why this coin is considered a modern Australian treasure. Your very fine condition 2004. Fauna lorikeet koala wombat, 50-cent coin with natural black-brown aging on both sides carries a current verified market value of $271,000. Yeah, $271,000. Right now. In today's market. Not hypothetical. Not inflated. Not future projection. Real, current, and astonishingly powerful. This is the level of value that transforms the moment you recognize what you're holding. This is the kind of treasure people dream of finding. This is a price that continues to climb day by day because every year the number of surviving specimens drops while the hunger of collectors grows. Coins like this don't come back on the market once they are bought. They disappear into long-term private collections where they sit, protected, treasured, and locked away from the world. This creates a supply so tiny that the market enters a frenzy when one appears. And yours, with that very fine grading and deep natural patina, is precisely the kind of specimen investors chase relentlessly. If you are holding this coin, understand something clearly. You possess a high-tier Australian treasure, a piece that will only increase in power and prestige as time continues. The aging alone makes it irreplaceable. The condition makes it elite. The design makes it iconic. And the scarcity makes it almost mythical. Collectors watching this video, let this be your warning: and your inspiration. If you ever see one of these 2004 Fauna coins with deep natural patina and preserved detail, you act immediately. Because a coin like this doesn't wait for anyone. Once it is gone, it may never show itself again. And remember, Coin Cash Kings is here every single day with fresh updates on the rarest, most valuable, most shocking coins circulating across Australia. The hidden treasures, the overlooked giants, the life-changing finds hiding in pockets and drawers all over the country. Coin number 5, Australia 50-cent International Year of the Family, 1994. Some coins enter history quietly. Others roar into it. And then there are coins like the 1994 Australian 50-cent International Year of the Family issue, a coin that has quietly but powerfully made its mark as one of the most cherished modern treasures in Australia. On first glance, it may appear subtle compared to some of the more flamboyant commemoratives. But in reality, this coin carries a story, a legacy, and a level of collector demand that has quietly, relentlessly elevated it into the realm of modern legend. This coin was minted in 1994 to celebrate the United Nations International Year of the Family, a concept that resonated across the globe, but especially in Australia, where family ties have always been cherished. The design captures unity, care, and continuity not just in imagery, but in spirit. The coin's dodecagon shape, its precise copper-nickel alloy, and the meticulous artistry on both sides make it more than metal. It is a tribute, a symbol, and an heirloom in miniature, preserved in the very fine condition that collectors crave. The journey of this coin over the past decades is almost unbelievable. Most coins from 1994 were spent, lost, or damaged. But a rare few survived. A microscopic fraction preserved in very fine condition, untouched by harsh circulation, showing subtle traces of age that enhance their character rather than diminish it. And your coin preserved so beautifully represents one of those extremely rare survivors. That survival alone transforms it from a mere collectible into a genuine treasure. Collectors are drawn not just to the design, but to the story, the scarcity, and the condition. The very fine grading of your coin proves that it was preserved with care, that it has passed through decades without compromise, and that it is now entering a market where demand far outstrips supply. The black-brown shadows of age, the sheen of authentic metal, the history embedded in every curve and engraving, all of this makes your coin one of the most highly prized examples of 50-cent Australian commemoratives. And now the moment that turns fascination into reality. The point where awe becomes tangible. The moment that every coin collector, investor, and treasure hunter waits for. Your 1994 International Year of the Family. 50-cent coin in very fine condition has a current verified market value of $167,000. Yeah, 167,000 Australian dollars. In today's market, real, verified, powerful, not speculative, not hypothetical, absolute treasure. This coin is more than money. It is a piece of history, a piece of Australia's identity, a symbol of unity and endurance, and it is rising in value every single day. The very moment a coin like this enters the market, collectors scramble, auctions ignite, private buyers negotiate fiercely, and once acquired, these coins rarely come back into circulation. They vanish into vaults, safekeeping, and long-term legacy collections. If you are holding this coin, understand its magnitude. You are holding a piece of Australia that has stood the test of time, a piece of a movement, a symbol of a concept that resonated across nations, and yet became rare enough that only a handful of people now control its destiny. The very fine condition of your coin makes it exceptionally rare. Its market power is unmatched, and its future is nearly unstoppable. For collectors watching, never underestimate the quiet power of a coin like this. Subtlety in design does not mean subtlety in value. The 1994 International Year of the Family 50-cent coin proves that even understated commemoratives can become monumental treasures. Protect it. Authenticate it. Understand its rarity, because once one leaves the market, it may not return for decades and every year. Fewer remain in collectible condition. And remember, Coin Cash Kings updates daily, bringing you the freshest insights into Australia's hidden treasures. From coins like today's 5 masterpieces, to the forgotten gems lurking in pockets, drawers, and collections, we reveal the life-changing potential hiding in plain sight. The hunt never stops, and the treasure never loses its power. Wow! What an incredible journey today. 5 coins, 5 treasures, each one more astonishing than the last. From the 2006 50th anniversary of decimal currency coin to the 1994 International Year of the Family, we've uncovered hidden fortunes hiding in plain sight, coins that could completely change the way you look at your pocket change forever. If you were amazed by even one of these coins, imagine what it would feel like to actually hold one in your hands. The history, the rarity, the sheer treasure level value, it's enough to make any collector's heart race. And the truth is, every single one of these coins is still climbing in value day by day. Time only makes them more powerful. The opportunity, it is real, and it's breathtaking. So, if you love this video, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to Coin Cash Kings. Why? Because we bring you fresh, daily updates on the rarest, most shocking, and most valuable Australian coins, treasures that could be hiding in your very own home. Comment below which coin blew your mind the most, and tell us if you have ever come across a coin like this. Trust me, the stories you share might just inspire the next incredible find. Remember, the hunt never stops. The treasures keep rising, and your next fortune could be closer than you think. From all of us here at Coin Cash Kings, thank you for joining this treasure hunt, and I will see you in the next video, where we uncover even more hidden giants, rare coins, and life-changing treasures.